Welcome to The Five, the podcast where Matthew Larson and I run you through 5 practical things that we are currently implementing today in our businesses to improve our lives and make more money. What's going on, big dog?
How are you, little dog?
Little
Been a
dog
long
now,
time.
huh?
It's been 40 days since we've done something of this nature.
Jesus, you've been counting?
I actually looked before this, yeah.
I think the fans have definitely been counting. Looking good, man. Your background seems different. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Dubois.
Dubois right now? With the
Yeah, I
boys?
just went to Dubois. Dubois on a business trip, obviously.
Very cool. Is that what you told the TSA agents as you passed through?
Exactly. That's what I put on my tax returns. It's a business trip.
Screwed, man.
Yeah, what I do is I take pictures. I took pictures of all my clients. It's a business trip. And it is,
Right.
drumming up business. Some of the biggest lead sellers are here, and I got some meetings with them. So,
Gotcha. This is specifically for the affiliate business, yeah?
yeah, it's lead
Cool.
selling. But
And how's the lead selling going? I know it's a little bit different from what you were doing last time.
It's not as going as well as it was last time we chatted. You've took some of my fortune away. There's only so much success that's going around. It seems like you're the one who's having that success.
I'm like Madonna, man. Straight up, just sucking the life right out of you.
Yeah, you're sucking the liquidity out of the market. It's like the meme coins when they pump, they're sucking the liquidity out of the other stuff.
You'd know a lot about meme coins, wouldn't you?
I would know something of that nature, but yeah, look at you. You have 100,000 and 105,000 subscribers. My God.
Thank you, man. Yeah, appreciate it. It's been a fun road.
I didn't compliment you yet, but I was going to. So now I will do. So congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
90.
We hit number one.
I'm in your YouTube channel right here, and you can't see it on my screen, but 96,000 views in the last 48 hours. That's big. That's about 96 times as many views as I got in the last 48 hours type thing.
You down to 1K every 48 hours now?
Yeah, if I don't post.
All right. Listen, the podcast will fix that. Don't worry.
The podcast will fix it. Yeah. I'll get tremendous inbound, I'm sure. Tremendous inbound.
You want to start us off, man?
Yes. So one of the things that I've been doing in these last 40 days is in my Apple Notes. You could use whatever you'd like, but in my Apple Notes, I have a note, I guess, that I duplicate that says today is the title. And then it has hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, hour 4, hour 5, 6, 7, and 8 with the check mark thing. And then I've decreased my sites. I'm a big thing of 10 forms per day, but that's 10 hours of timed work and a work form per day, but that's a lot of forms. That's at least 14 hours per day of work. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not young like that anymore. You know what I mean? I've turned 29 now. I think you turned 29 as well. It's just can't be having that.
You got a girlfriend.
Yeah, pretty much. So I've been training to 8. So basically in the first 4 hours, I go the Alex Hormozy advice and do it all about client acquisition. So hour 1 today was a video. Hour 2 is a video. Hour 3 is a video. Not really anything there. And then hour 4 is going to be ads for me. I don't do any outreach for my mastermind. I do a lot of outreach for my lead selling business, but I'm not the one who does it. So that's not really on my thing. So hour 1 to 4 is always the client acquisition. Hour 5 is going to be usually a system. Hour 6 is going to be usually learning. Sometimes I do that learning one the first hour. And then 7 is going to be whatever task I need. And then 8 is going to be finishing whatever task I need. So it's 5 different periods throughout the day. And it's worked really well for me. I think I sent you a screenshot of that yesterday.
You did. When you say whatever task you need, to be clear, do you just mean admin stuff? Whatever needs to be done that day?
So for today, it was I need to make a new VSL.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's just those one-off things that don't fit into the most important things.
Well, that's pretty important, to be honest. But it's kind of the first hour I made the slides and the second hour I recorded it type thing.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
So it's pretty good. It's more achievable as a goal, in my opinion. And then in one of the hours I have working out there because I view it as work. I don't really typically enjoy that kind of thing. Right. And it does impact your business, in my opinion. So
when are you doing the workouts right now?
I do it after my 4 hours of getting clients is up.
Okay, so you're front loading the client acquisition and then you work out after.
Hour 5.
Do you find it's a good reset?
Yeah, that's usually why I break it up because it's pretty boring otherwise, to be honest. This stuff's very boring, eh? Do you
Dude,
get
it's
bored making
crazy.
all those videos every single day like that?
Yeah, I was just talking about it in one of the daily updates. It is certainly starting to become more work than it is play.
No,
But
no, but you
I
gotta
think
keep
if
it
you're
up.
yeah, I think if you're conscious about it though, like you can actually actively do things that increase the proportion of play. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm experimenting with new formats now. I'm experimenting with new ways to do things. I'm also trying to insert like little jokes and whatnot in the videos. So
You're trying to, like,
like if you're
act
doing the
normal in
exact
the
same
video?
thing, yeah, it's not working. If you try and do the exact same thing every single day, it's like exact, and yeah, there's only so many reps a human being can do, just like bicep curls before you just want to, throw your head against the wall. But I think if you're conscious and intentional about consciously like making the content better, it's not that bad. But running, dudes, I got to be honest, running, like we're talking about working out a second ago, I
Mhm.
still have not cracked making that not just suck. I mean, it's the most boring thing on
Yeah.
planet Earth, dude.
I do it 7 days a week right now. But my thing right now is I'm really busy. I just run a 400 meter as fast as I can. It takes like, well, the warming up for it so you don't like pull your hamstring is going to be like more than the actual time.
So you're
But
just doing like sprints basically?
yeah, like literally, I would just go up there, like swing my leg, like a little hamstring swing,
Yeah.
just like little jog,
I'm
like
so busy.
8 miles per hour. I'm so busy for like 1 minute, and then just go for it.
Holy shit, dude.
Takes
That's
like 10
wild.
minutes total. I've got
Wait, okay. It takes
my
10 minutes to run a 400 meters.
well to warm up and stuff.
Okay.
Takes
All
like
right.
so I've been running right currently in 13.1 miles per hour. So what is that?
Jesus. That's
Miles
actually
per
fast, man.
hour, 400 meter. It's like a minute and 13 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's hold on. So I'm doing 5Ks in like 25 minutes
It's a minute and
approximately.
eight in a minute and 8 seconds.
So it's 13 miles per hour, 2 kilometers, right?
2 miles an
21
hour.
kilometers per hour. So if I just divide that by 4, you're running like the equivalent. I mean, you got to keep it up, but you're running the equivalent of a 5K in like 15 minutes. That's your pace right now. Jesus.
Yeah, like 13.1 miles per hour is 13.1 miles per hour to mile time. Like if you did it for 4 times the length I'm doing it, because the 400 meters a quarter mile, it'd be 4:35 pace.
That is insane.
I don't even look like actually until recently I didn't even look like I was running that hard because I'm so tall. But now it's like if I don't run as fast as I can, I would fly off the treadmill.
Yeah, like for everybody that doesn't know
Yeah,
how tall Matt is like legitimately a giant. He's like 6'8"
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's pretty fast, and I'm gonna die after. But I do it right. I do it every day, and so far,
Oh, dude.
yeah, well, 6 days a week.
Wow,
So I
that's
do I do pull ups. I do pull ups based on this app, and then
yeah.
I stretch and I swing my legs and do some bull crap. That's even worse than
Dude,
saying
this
bullshit.
reminds
Some
me of like
stretches.
you ever like the meme of like the kid running everywhere? Like
Oh
there
yeah,
was some post on Reddit that was like, so why do we walk everywhere? Why don't we run? I've started running everywhere and it's much more efficient.
oh yeah. But yeah, it's good. My resting heart rate has gone down like 11 beats per minute.
What's it at now?
Um, sec, sec.
Could check the aura. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I got the
It's at
whoop coming, dude.
66. It's at 61, but I just got inside the Dubai heat nails you, dude.
Yeah, I know. Also like
I
altitude.
just went up to 84 beats per minute because I'm so excited to talk to you now that you're famous.
I think that's part of it, but also you did just like get sleep deprived as hell. You're on like a 10-hour difference.
Yeah, I didn't sleep last night. I'm still up.
Okay, that doesn't sound healthy at all. That is definitely why your heart rate is so messed.
So the problem when you're in like you're flying from wherever United States is I left my flight at 9:20 p.m. I
Yeah.
slept on the plane. The time difference, and you get there and it's 9:20 p.m. again, and you're just like, what's going on here? You know?
That's brutal, man.
I just time traveled.
Traveling takes a lot out of you, man. I just got back from San Fran and I was there for about a week, and even that's like a 1 hour time difference. That's nothing. Just like having to like get up and like find a new place to live and like hotel from hotel to hotel, like pack your bags and shit. You ever get tired of that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just waiting for a U.S. visa.
Fair enough. Got the application all ready to go.
Oh yeah, it's in.
Cool. I'm stoked
Gonna
for you,
get
man.
my
Cross the
interview soon. Yeah,
That's gonna be a
but
fun interview.
yeah. I heard the oh, I've done one before because I used to have a US visa, and they're like 1 minute. It's such a waste of time.
Seriously? Are you online? You
Yeah,
have to go in person.
you have to go in person.
Yeah.
It's just like a piece of friction to like make sure you want to do it. You know,
Yeah, fair. Like, yeah. I
you
feel
got
like if
well.
I were to do
So
that, I'd probably
I
get
guess if
super
you
nervous for no reason.
because it's in Toronto, like that's just where those ones are.
That's the
So I
only
guess if
place you
you,
can do it.
yeah, I guess if you live in Toronto, it wouldn't be. But if you live in Calgary, you got to go to Toronto.
Yeah, and just doing that, like having to get up and
Hmm.
go that far adds a ton of friction, and then it makes it a big deal, even though if it's not.
Yeah, and I heard they like take a few days to decide or whatever. And if they say yes, they like put a stamp in your passport. If they say no, they say like sorry. So you got to stay there and wait for it a few days.
Oh, that's annoying. I didn't realize that.
But I don't know. I'm fine.
I'm sure you're gonna be fine. Just deliver one of your banger videos.
Go to the Blue Jays game, watch them lose.
Yeah, yeah. Watch them lose like a true.
Yeah,
Cool, man.
watch them
Yeah,
lose.
that's those are some pretty good actionables. I like it. I like it. I like the 10 to 8. You know, one thing that I've remarked upon multiple times is that you turn on a dime. You have like really fast acceleration. It's like one of those cars with like top max acceleration. But I think top speed wise, dude, like if you just went a little bit slower, you'd go way further.
Yeah, I know.
With consistency and whatnot. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to knock you because you make way more money than I do, way more money than 99.9% of the world does, and objectively speaking, you're far more successful doing your turn on a dime stuff, probably for opportunistic reasons, because you can take advantage of short term opportunities faster. But like,
Yeah, I'm pretty
you,
crazy.
you
Like if you like wanted like if you could like read my mind, it's
yeah,
like pretty like doom spiral and then not doom spiral like multiple times per day.
like Matt has this thing in our group chat where he'll just be like, "It's all over, boys. I'm fucked," and then like 15 minutes later, he'll be like, "I'm changing my life starting now. A bright future tomorrow." That's like once a
Everything
week.
once a week. Yep. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty funny, man. Yeah.
It's
But seriously, I think you taking it down from 10 to 8, like even though that's 20% of reduction, it's at the latter hours of your day, which are not pound for pound, like uniformly. The value of your work is not uniformly distributed across your 10 work forms anyway, right? It's front
mhm.
loaded. So you're probably going to lose like 5% actual objective output, but that's going to make you run like 30% farther, you know?
Yeah, another thing I'm doing is I've started filming again. Posted my
Right.
first one today in like 30 days, and I'm just gonna post 3 times. I'm gonna film it every day, but post 3 times per week instead of trying to
All
post
right.
daily and doing it for like a week and stopping.
Yeah. Build up a big bank. I like that. I like that.
Because
Dude, we
if
can do
you,
it together.
because yeah, I need to hire some people like you have that actually help you, but to create it yourself and do it daily and all that kind of stuff is too much.
Yeah, yeah. Unless you're just making a stupid amount of money off it. Much better ways
Yeah,
to
or
leverage your
you're
time.
just making like I remember I used to do that when I just made mural board videos and didn't have thumbnails, and it worked for a time. But
I think, yeah, it works until it doesn't, until either the space gets too saturated or like the cultural milieu of things changes. Like I think for a while there, complicated looking thumbnails like Miro boards actually signaled that you were authentic. But then everybody started doing them again. So now you have to find something else.
yeah, the amount of like not that I invented Miro boards, but the amount of people I see who just use my exact Miro board in their thumbnails like multiple times a week.
Yeah.
And I don't care because I didn't invent ideas and I take people's ideas all the time. But it's like, yeah, I made this. I'm like, okay.
I invented that idea.
Yeah, like, okay, I made this design today. Like, I had an inspiration. I'm like, okay, me too,
Yeah.
me too. So, what about you? What are you doing these
Yeah.
days besides
Big
printing?
thing is I've gotten disproportionate value out of thinking from first principles. I don't think I'm gonna win any Nobel Prizes for this. I mean, people have been talking about first principles for a while, but I just want to talk about a specific success I've had recently. We hit number one on the school all-time leaderboards like 10 hours ago or something.
That's big.
And the vast majority of other school communities are like pump and dump. Like they rank really high for a month, and then like the vast majority of their MRR disappears, mostly because a lot of them are driven through cold audiences, right? So I'm not like that at all. I've just been consistently growing 10%, 20%, 30% month over month for basically the last like 8 months. And
Mhm.
if I had to guess, I probably have made the most money out of anybody, any school community ever on the platform. So if I had to guess, I don't have a stats for it. I don't know for sure. Maybe I'm just talking to my ass and somebody's beat me, but like just like the longevity of the stuff, I think I'm probably the highest earner on school. And the reason why I'm talking first principles is because like a year ago, I had no idea how school communities even work. I had no idea how any communities even worked. I joined like a handful, but like very lurky and was not really engaging with any of them. And I didn't really understand the value prop, any sort of info product anyway. But what I see a lot of people do is they find school communities that are working and then they just try and copy them, right? Um, I did none of that. I just thought through first principles what the most effective way would be to set up a community. And then I think because I was not poisoned by everybody else's shitty ways of doing things, I've been able just to sprint past everybody. So I'll give you a quick example of first principles thinking. Like a lot of people start with the idea that they need to reduce their churn, right? Which of course they do. Lower churn, especially low ticket monthly churn on community products is like insane. It's like 10%, 15%, 20%. Like for context, that
It's
means
like 25% is like the average I heard.
Yeah, dude.
School,
like let's say it's 20%. Like that means that you are effectively going to, that means like
you have for 5 months LTV.
Yeah, essentially, it just disappears, right? So
Mhm.
everybody's like, well, I got to decrease churn. So what's the best way to decrease churn? And then they find all these good ways. And like one way that a bunch of other communities do churn reduction is they host daily onboarding calls, right? A lot of communities are doing daily onboarding calls or some sort of like every 2 days onboarding calls. And the idea is like, well, we're going to reduce churn as much as humanly possible. But by doing so, obviously you need to have somebody on a daily onboarding call, right? And isn't that just like an insane amount of overhead? The really cool thing about the way that I've set up my school community is I've done it with just myself and then one community manager. And the vast majority of other communities that are size typically have like 5, 10, maybe 15 or 20 people managing the community. So I didn't just look at what everybody else is doing, go daily onboarding calls, and then just try and copy that, because that's what basically everybody else does, right? Okay, let's look at what works. Let's copy and paste the parts that work into our own business. But I just approached it from a first principles perspective. And I thought like, okay, what would a daily onboarding call really do anyway? It would just like get them some FaceTime with me. Is there like a more scalable alternative to getting people some FaceTime with me within the first 24 hours of them joining? Oh yeah, there is. So what I do now is I record videos, like a Loom video, and I do like a roast of their Upwork profile. And when I do a roast of their Upwork profile, you get 80% of everything that you get in like a physical, like a personal, synchronous onboarding call. It's just you get it in a video. And then it's super short because I can bang out 15, 20 of these in like, an hour, basically. Hell, sometimes I do like 25 of these in an hour. And then in addition, they're also like assets that can be repurposed and everybody else in the community can see them, not just the person that I'm sending them to. So I bring this up as an example because if you were to try and just copy what everybody else is doing, you'd probably settle on the fact that 99% of people are doing daily onboarding calls, so I should do a daily onboarding call. But I just approach it from first principles, and I was like, hey, like, how do I, why do daily onboardings minimize churn? Because you get FaceTime with the founder who you care for, and obviously the main reason why you join. Okay, how do I reproduce that same level of functionality with something entirely different? And then I just, kind of like I kind of came to that conclusion on my own, not just through copying somebody. So I've just been trying to apply this first principles thinking, which I know sounds silly and dumb, and obviously you should think of first principles, to basically every aspect of not just the school community, but also my life. I think one of the reasons I was able to grow so quickly on YouTube is because I just never watched YouTube. Everybody else watches tons of YouTube. I don't watch any YouTube, or I see YouTube very sparingly. And when I do watch YouTube, it's not like the sort of YouTube content that I create. I'm watching like Bouse FFS League of Legends streams. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you watch those too, eh?
Partly your fault, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't played that game in like 15 years, and I still catch a stream.
You still
Same with
watch it,
RuneScape.
right?
Yeah,
You watch RuneScape? That's so funny.
I still watch RuneScape too sometimes. I haven't played that
Yeah,
in
just that
15 probably
99
years as
wood
well.
cutting, bro.
Probably haven't played that in 15 years as well. League of Legends maybe 10 years, but I still take
the point I'm making is like when you don't actually watch what everybody else is doing, you don't poison yourself by confining your thinking to what everybody else is doing. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're intelligent and you're like capable, which I think most people that are probably watching our content are, like you don't have to just do what everybody else is doing. You could just, it takes more time to do this, but you could just like take a step back and go from first principles and say, okay, what do I think makes sense? Just given, assuming nothing. And then like you induce it as opposed to deduce it, if that makes sense. So I did that with my YouTube. I didn't ask like, what's everybody else doing? Well, they have like the crazy planned first 30 seconds and they have all the effects and they have all this and all that. I just started creating content based off what I thought would work. And then I just did that over a long enough period that I got to take advantage of like feedback. And then I, created my own thing. And I think that's why my content still appears pretty fresh comparatively, right? Because it's not just like regurgitating everybody else's shit. So first principles thinking, that's a big thing that I'm recentering myself on this week, to make a long story short. What do you think?
Yeah, that's good. What is your churn rate these
I think
days?
right now 16.7%. Let me check.
Pretty good. That's about 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
What's
under
the price?
17%.
144?
164 now. I should increase it to 174 now. Yeah, we just hit $249,000 in MRR, so it just continues to go up. And we hit
Yeah,
2.7K members, which is cool.
your pricing is the biggest reason, or she'd still be at like 100K.
Yeah, I think the pricing has a lot to do with it. I wish school got their act together and allowed me to create more than 20 prices. That's just really, really sucks. I'm probably making like 300K by now if they did.
It's just inexplicable, some of those features on school, but the way they are.
I've thought about it, and I think it's just because, Sam has a big emphasis on simplicity. And so I think he's willing to make trade offs for effectiveness as long as like there's a more of a trade-off towards simplicity. Like he's been able to keep the platform really simple, which is something that I think about a lot as well. Like how do I make my offer more simple? How do I make all of my products, my YouTube videos and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm
So
sure you're like the only
probably makes
person
more
who
sense
really
for me.
cares about that problem too.
Yeah, like I was thinking about it, and
Maybe like
there
10
there are a
people.
few other communities that are starting to run into the 20 price increase issue, but like we're probably in the vast minority here. So makes sense. He wants to cater to the largest number of people. I get it.
Yeah, what else could you do to reduce churn? Because if you get that from 16 to like 13, you'd be crazy. That'd be worth to be like
Yeah. The
$1 million a year.
biggest thing is doing like community exclusives. I've found where I record a specific community video on a problem that they're all suffering from, and then I say I'm never going to publish this on YouTube. And so I built up a community exclusive calendar where I do this. I unfortunately fell behind because of San Fran. So I bet you if I had consistently done that, my churn would probably be closer to 15% for now, which is fine by me. 15% churn on the monthly amount that I'm making and the just general growth of the community. Like, I don't think that's the thing to optimize for after 15%. I think I should go back to optimizing for client acquisition at that point.
Should send like a daily newsletter too. That's a community only newsletter. They get
Yeah. I
actually
think
kicked
stuff like
out.
that would also improve churn. And one big thing that improved my churn used to be at 20%. Just posting every day. Posting every day just solves everything, Matt.
It actually kind of does. I noticed that too. Because
Yeah.
my churn in my school group is because it's dead, but it's like 12%. Like people don't really leave, but people don't really join. I think the number one way to reduce your churn is just to not let in people who are going to churn. Like obviously,
Yeah.
like I've noticed that problem when I do like programs, like higher ticket ones, but if someone's like at 0 and you let them in, they're definitely churning after 1 month when the price is like 5K.
Definitely.
It's like just pointless. Or even if they're like anything below like 50K a month, they're just churning because that's like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're
I have this
faced
big
with that dire
yeah.
need to like make an ROI quickly. And a lot of the time these systems implementations, they take more time than that.
Yeah. So like I watched this great video. It's kind of my second or my like point of the video or point of this is I watched this video because I'm determining like which way I'm gonna go, like education versus lead selling. And like both, to be honest. But I really want to try to get my lead selling one up because it's just more stable and it's good. I like to sell air, and you can like then it's all mine. And I don't know. I don't need to sell it one day. But Alex
Yeah.
Ramosi made a video on how to make your education business like Harvard. Did you watch that, or you said you don't watch YouTube? But you should watch that one specifically. He like breaks it up into one-time value versus consumable value versus like just more courses.
Hmm.
So like Harvard, like it's basically how Harvard built it. And yes, Harvard's 400 years old, so it's kind of not that fair. But it's like Harvard has, you pay for the year. That's their one-time value, and then you pay for your extra stuff and your housing and stuff. And that's your consumable value. And then when you're done, you go get your PhD or your doctorate or your law degree or your medical degree or whatever. You should watch it. I'm not going to go too far into it, but I've been brainstorming how I should change my education based offers to be like something instead of like it's just a set rate per month because a lot of people will just go 1 or 2 months, get the systems and value, and then leave. It's like almost charging like 4 times the monthly price for 4 months upfront because it disqualifies people too, um, as well.
Oh, true.
Get that
And then
get that stuff, and then have your consumable value in your other courses. So like if someone builds the funnel and scale your agency, now the next thing they're going to need to is like scale your sales team or scale your operations or scale your like hiring. And then maybe, those are three different things. You could say those are three different like continuations of it for those who are successful, and then exit your agency one day if that's what you want. So it's like most people I don't think have a good LTV in their stuff. And even you, like you said in our group chat, what should you do? Because you're the number one person on school now. Like, should you like
Mhm.
do something different? Nah, probably not. Probably shouldn't waste your time doing anything else different at this point.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
probably
Again, just like
if your
continue doing
if
what
your
you're doing.
churn is 16%, like if you let's just do chat GPT math. I want to
Sure.
do you have your like how many people join a week
Let me
right
see.
now?
1 second.
So
Yeah, I got
16%
245 signups in the last 7 days.
sign ups per week and 16.67 by monthly churn.
Yep.
And how many members do you have right now?
2,359 paid. A few of them are from Make Money with Meg as well.
Right.
I give everybody access to
When will I max out? So it's like 245 signups per week, 16.75 monthly churn with 2,359 members. When will I max out? Like when will your churn be your new customers? I think you have like thousands of people to go,
Do I really?
because based on ChatGPT, so I asked 245 signups per week, 16.75% monthly
Yeah.
churn,
Yeah, you're right.
2,300. It says you will max out at approximately 6,338 members, assuming constant signups and churn rate.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, artificial model doesn't take into account like TAM and the fact that I probably am a lot of like the total distribution of AI automation agency related content, but I do get the point. I think
I don't think I don't think
churning.
I think like 1% of people even know about AI at this point. Not even kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the question then becomes how do I get people that don't know about AI and get them into AI? Not necessarily how do I nurture people
I
that are
think you
already
gotta
in
like
AI.
are you posting on any platform besides YouTube and I guess Instagram?
No. No, I'm not.
Should hire someone to like how people I don't know if you might not know that because if you don't go on those platforms, but a lot of people if you even go to Alex Hermosi's, he'll like have nicely designed carousels and graphics from his content. You should just hire someone for like 5K a month to just do that on your LinkedIn.
Oh, that's a good point actually. Yeah, I guess I should
And
probably
you could
branch
just
out to LinkedIn at this point.
post the same thing on Twitter as well. Like
So I should do some sort of LinkedIn repurposing and Twitter repurposing.
I think so. And
Yeah, no, I
do
think
you
so.
post your Instagram reels on TikTok?
What's really funny? Somebody is. I don't know who the hell the guy is, but he's gotten like
But it's not you.
300,000 views per video.
Oh really? Well, you
Yeah,
gotta get
some
on that.
dude made a fucking profile called Nick Soraya. And he just started like reposting all my Instagram stuff, and now he gets like 300K
Now
views
he's
per video.
printing.
Whatever he's doing is just parasiting the hell out of me. I mean, obviously, I'm getting a lot more. I'm getting a lot of awareness and stuff like that as well. But yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what the
it's
hell
like
he's
it's the
doing.
same thing as you, like being you. You probably use like an
I know.
affiliate for your school.
To be honest, he's probably an affiliate. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen like a massive influx of community signups, so I'm not entirely sure. I also have no idea what he's doing. Is he like DMing them? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to make a note to at least reach out to Guy, who obviously owns that parasite TikTok. Thanks. Anyway, I feel like we could
But
talk
I
about
think
this all day, but Matt, I really want to get to yours. What's next for you,
my
big
next
dog?
point.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't even remember at this point. I texted it to you, didn't I?
Yeah. Do you want the
So
next one?
the next thing that I've been doing actually, and I should know this because I've been doing it, I guess. But I recently got a Mac, like not a Mac desktop, but a Mac or not a Mac laptop, but the desktop,
Ooh.
and I basically have it in my closet because I work in my closet, right? I have it, but it doesn't have iMessage, it doesn't have WhatsApp, or it doesn't have Slack. So, and then I leave my phone out of the room, so you can't like realistically reach me when I'm working on this computer. It has
When
everything
you're
else,
in the
but it doesn't have
capsule,
anything. Yeah, when I'm in the capsule,
when you're in the
when I'm in the
dungeon,
zone, when I'm in the zone, when I'm in the hive, my
the
lair. No,
hive.
yeah, my lair. Okay, but yeah, it's really good because I'm so bad for just checking random stuff. Like I'll just go check my ads instead of working, and then I'll
Yeah.
go check how many leads I got instead of working. I'll go check my school that gets no signups or churns for the last 2 days.
Instead of working. Yeah.
Mhm.
I got in the habit for a little while there of just checking how much money I made, and which I think is fine. But like I was doing it like every day, and to be honest, I was just doing the same amount of work every day to see like an additional few $1,000s in revenue. And I was like, is this really helping me out? No, it's not.
Mhm.
I think I'm probably going to
Right.
block my bank or something between the hours, like 8 until 8.
How's your bank looking? Is it looking fresh?
It's looking pretty juicy, yeah.
Very nice. Canadian bank?
No, U.S. Bank, Mercury.
Oh, you keep all your money in Mercury like that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not say anything here that I'll regret making public, Matt. I keep some
I
of
know
my money in Mercury.
that's risky though, I think.
I keep some of my money in Mercury, okay?
I keep fine. Yeah, that's fine. So what do your school payouts look like? Like 75K a week type thing?
I don't know. I'll take a peek. Let's see.
Well, if you take like 200, 300K out of school, probably something
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
Yeah, it's like 75K a week. That's
That's
pretty funny.
crazy. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, the second computer with nothing on it is like maybe like I guess depending on how bad you are, but for me it's like a 25% gain.
Damn, really? How do you measure that?
Just
Just vibes,
pretty
right
much
now?
are pretty much vibes and arbitrary,
Okay.
completely
No, I like
subjective.
that though. I like that.
Yeah.
I like how confident you can be. Just being, yeah, it's about a 25% increase. It's like, wow, it's a very specific number, man. How did you arrive at that? It's like,
Yeah.
ah.
I arrive
We
with
don't
it with
talk about that.
science.
This is
Yeah.
how he does his affiliate sales, by the way. So how many leads did you generate? Oh, like probably like 500 or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's like I learned from the best from Adam Newman, you know? It's
Hmm.
community adjusted EBITDA.
Okay. That sounds fun. I don't know what that means.
Oh, it would have been a lot funnier if you knew what that meant.
Would have been a lot funnier, yeah.
It would have been a lot funnier if you knew what that
All good.
meant. But yeah, it's fine. I'll just bring it up to my girlfriend. She'll laugh. It's fine.
He'll just
So
pretend to laugh like she does
mm,
when community adjusted. Whatever that means.
yeah, she would know what that
She'd
means.
straight up
It's
just
funny.
pity laugh. Be like, haha, that's so funny, babe. I love you.
Yeah. Wow, so creative, babe.
Pats you
Yeah,
on the head.
I get hit with those a lot. Wow, that's awesome, babe.
Yeah, me too, dude.
Yeah. I
Jesus.
like I like becoming like just doing something insane. Wow. That's crazy, babe. You
Hit
know?
him with that. That's crazy. Normally, I'm the
Yeah.
one that says that's crazy, but like things have changed recently. You
But
know, a
yeah.
lot of that's
I always like not all the time, but like 30% of the time, it's just like I'm her like retarded son. Wow, like that's crazy. Like when your son like gives you a terrible drawing, you know?
yeah, yeah. Wow, nice job.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Uh
Okay,
please,
okay.
let's go.
But
Please.
you got the computer in the dungeon.
I got the computer in the dungeon. I'm locked in, full tilt, full time. You know,
Yeah, that's great.
community
I'm glad to hear,
adjusted
man.
work hours.
Yeah, I am.
Please.
I am glad to hear. I think that like intelligent people like have higher bars for stimulation, and I think your bar for stimulation is freaking through the roof, dude. It's like you can't really, yeah. Like you can handle it, but it's probably not like the best for you long term to be that plugged in, you know? Like you're straight up plugged into the machine 99% of the time, Matt. Like I'll send you a text, so like respond in 0.3 seconds, and then you'll send like 5 emails and knock out 2 word forms. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck? And meanwhile, you're actually like scrolling TikTok subway surfer footage while also on Twitter checking like Trump news or something.
dude. Like
Crazy.
the more money I make, the more like actually depressed I get. Just because I know I'm the only one who knows I work at like 5% of like my potential because I'm just watching League of Legends videos instead of working. And everyone's like, "How do you work that hard?" I'm like, dude,
You have
you
no
know,
idea.
yeah. I literally watched like the entire series of Los Ratones. You know,
You watch the Lost Ratones
not
streams
I do,
too, man.
of course.
He watches
Like,
the. Of course, he watches the Lost Ratones streams,
well,
dude.
I
No,
usually
I think
watch
we
the
can both
highlight.
confidently say that
Yeah.
Bose is next level, dude. That guy's like freaking next level for real.
Yeah, I usually watch the highlights to be fair,
Yeah.
but it's still usually like 30 minutes at a time.
Oh yeah. No, me too. Me too. It's
That-
like stretching, but for your brain. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah.
I usually watch it when I'm on the treadmill too.
Ooh.
Not in the sprint phase, but the walk phase.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fair
Please.
because you want to be able
So
to
I
see.
know. Yeah.
You want to be able to see the dope plays, right? You can't do that while
Yeah.
bobbing up and down. Yeah.
And you're right. Just running is so boring. I don't know how to make it less boring. So I've reduced it to 1 minute 8 seconds, and that's made it less boring, I guess. But still,
Yeah. Fair. Great, man. I like that. I like that hack. I think that's really
like
solid.
the running, like like there's not many use cases for me to run 5K. I would just take an Uber. You know what I mean? But if I'm chasing my ops or I'm running away from my ops, We're on a fast 400 meter. You
Do
know,
they have a lot of ops that you need to chase or run away from, Matthew?
uh, you know, you know.
It's
So
those du bois ops.
my girlfriend showed me this meme where it's like when it's like a New York City meme where it's like when an under 30 is in a members club 4 times per week wearing a $250,000 watch, and it's like a White Lotus meme. It's like, what do you do? And he's like, oh, this and that, you know,
Yes, they do.
oh, this and that.
I'm getting from this that you've also seen the recent White Lotus.
I've seen it by like proxy because I haven't watched it, but it's always on in our household.
Oh, thank God, man. What a trash final episode. Jesus.
Was it bad? I
Oh,
don't
dude,
think I've ever
the
watched one
worst.
episode like that, but I've seen
Start to finish.
half of like most of these episodes.
Yeah, I know. Like pieced together through various short form content reels.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
know. Yeah, it's rough.
So please, yours.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you were talking about getting a new computer. I got a new computer as well. I just realized when you start, I think the second that you start, I don't know, being like 95th percentile in earnings, you should probably have like 95th percentile everything
Mhm.
for work.
One
So,
sec. So,
you okay, big dude?
well, I got a new camera for you. I got the
Oh,
same one
you
as
did?
you.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yes, you did. Oh, I told
Yeah.
him to do that and he's done it. That's what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah.
how you take action, man. Nice work.
I know you're my hero. Like
Thank you.
that's at your wedding. That's when I'm gonna speech. Like they say, never meet your heroes, but Nick met me on February 10th, 2024.
Was it February 10th?
I don't know. It was maybe something like that. Maybe March something.
This is
What is that? What do you
mine.
got there?
It's like the best MacBook M4 Max Pro thing, and I can
What is it,
hardly
like
hold it with one
7K?
hand. Dude, it's like 7 kilos. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I think it's like $5,500 or $6,000, something like that. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I felt irresponsible, but basically every now and then I run into an issue with my stream where I like it gets blurry, and the reason why is because I'm recording at a pretty low bit rate. And my editor was just like, dude, like, is there anything you can do about it? And I was like, no, I can't do anything about it. And then I just thought for a second. I was like, wait a second. Yes, I can. That's the whole idea of money, right? Like you invest capital in things to bring you more capital. So I'm going to increase like the quality of my videos another 5-10% with literally just this, which may not seem like a very big deal, but you know, I'm sure there'll be some
Matters. I
unintended
think it kind of
benefits.
matters a lot. Like having a good quality camera just makes you seem like even on like videos aside sales calls too.
Yeah.
Like
I
having a
think when
better
they're
setup,
bigger,
in my view, does close your. Assuming you know what you're doing to start with, like it's not going to make your videos good if their videos are terrible to begin with, I guess. But assuming you're already doing well, like I think it's going to make it a little bit better. Same way
yeah, if
that
you have
your
something
like
that
30
works.
seconds of editing your intros like wouldn't do shit like a year ago, but now it
Mhm.
actually draws a lot of people in, I bet.
No, you're right. You're right. I think it's just all about like having achieved some sort of product market fit thing before. You know what I mean? Like if you've done it, then you just do it way better. I also got this. This is somebody on my daily updates channel was like, hey man, you should look into like wireless lav mics for recording for when you go traveling, because then all you do is you bring this little case, which you know you can USB charge and stuff, and then inside of it are these little lav things. You can see this.
Mhm.
So this is like my lav mic basically, and then behind it there's a magnet, and I just pin it right over here. And then instead of me having to lug around like this whole mic, which, you know, to be honest, is higher quality for sure, but it's also a pain in my ass to deal with. And like the added friction makes me so much less likely to actually make something happen. I just
Is
carry
that
this
any
around.
good? I
Yeah,
got the
it is.
DJI mics, and I just don't. I probably haven't set them up correctly, but it just doesn't sound sound good for me.
It's the placement. The placement is actually like way more important on lav mics than it is on something like this. So I
Oh,
guarantee
really?
you could probably squeeze another 50% of the subjective quality out of the juice. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need like a 350% quality gain the way I set it up, but we'll try that.
Are you doing like is this for like YouTube call? Sorry, YouTube or like
Yeah,
video calls and stuff?
either. I was just gonna
Dude,
put
like
that when I
Ophonic's gonna
travel.
fix like 90% of that.
Yeah,
Use an
it
Ophonic.
is.
You got to get on Ophonic, bro.
I see. Of course, I use a phonic for every video.
Cool. I'm glad.
I have a watcher. You have a watcher too?
It's a watcher. What's that?
On a phonic, it watches. Well, I guess no, because you edit now, but it watches my OBS folder
yeah.
and then uploads it
Yeah.
automatically.
Yeah. Just upload my shit into a Dropbox, and then it's automatically posted on YouTube for me. And then all I do is I get a notification, and then I go and I change the title, and then I upload my thumbnail. It's probably saves me like another 15 minutes a day, honestly. By the way,
Saves
you know what's
way
really
more.
cool?
Takes a long time to do that.
You know what's one thing that you're probably not doing? You can actually have it automatically generate chapter headings for you. and then
Yeah, I
insert
do
them
that.
into the YouTube video.
Oh, really? I know do the
Yeah,
inserting one.
yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you off the pod, but there's a way to like you have it fill in your YouTube description for you with customized elements. It's really cool. It's really cool because
I
they
have
pass
the
it through
things in
AI.
my description, but I don't have the actual in the thing.
Yeah, dude. You go to the very bottom, you say chapters, and then you just give it a quick example of what you want it to fill out. And like because they pass it all through AI, they fill in your description using the chapter subheadings you generate. It's so useful.
Have you got your rev track up yet?
You know what? No,
That
I
seems like
don't.
something so sick for you to be doing.
Completely forgot about that again. Jesus.
And just get, and it's public now. It's not even like a beta.
So
So if you
it's
don't
the
know what that
opportunity.
is, if you like actually, I don't know, it's Hyros. If you know what Hyros is for YouTube videos,
Mhm.
it's like so good. I've been doing it on mine, and my video I posted now has, for example, it only has like 200 views. I just posted it, but it has 29 clicks. It has 17 conversions, which is like an opt-in,
Wow.
and it has a 9.27% click rate of my link in my bio, which is, I think those are like monster stats. To be honest.
Yeah, I think that's really high intent. I think you have just like a super high intent audience,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go a little bit bigger.
like broader. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know
makes
about
sense.
broader, but like, I feel like yeah, like the positive momentum you get from daily videos has got to be huge, especially if they're all the same target market.
Yeah, yeah. This is another example of those first principles things. Like I think all the YouTube consultants and stuff will tell you that don't do daily videos. You get this drop off in views. Don't do this. Don't do that. But they're looking at it as a per video statistic, not like a per channel statistic. I really do feel like people build a daily habit of watching your daily videos. Think about your Lost for Tone streams or whatever, right?
Yep, and well, any advice that's out there is for like normies. Like most people just can't make a decent video every day. That's like probably the bigger problem.
Yeah, true, true. All right, my man. I got to jump off here pretty quick, but I wanted to cover your last point before we did.
Yes. My last point is not so enlightening, but it's pretty good. It's basically I have been working to build systems for my education business. And it's just instead of I have to build so many different systems, and I was procrastinating with it for quite some time. But I've kind of reduced the bar for success, and I've just been doing one per day, you know? And I think that's a good lesson for literally anything. If you just did one, if you worked 365 days a year, let's just say you work 260 days a year, if you're soft,
Hmm.
and you actually accomplish 260 different things, like that would be a huge year. But most people have a massive to-do list and accomplish like 5 things.
Yeah, good point. When you say system,
So like in my new education offer, there's a few systems. So there's going to be an offer system, and then a funnel system, and then a YouTube system, then a content system like non-YouTube, and then there's a sales system, and then there is a paid ads, and then an outreach, and then a partnership system, and then like we call it a hiring and delegating system. So I'm basically building one of those per day, and there's like tons of different sub parts of each of those systems. But if you just work on it for like 3 hours and don't worry about everything else that you could possibly be doing, you can get a lot done. And it goes back to kind of the stuff where it's your most important thing. Like you could probably
mm,
have a million important things, but one will always be the most important at any given time, right?
yep.
So that's what I've been doing. So those 3 changes, just like staying in my closet with my new computer for 8 hours per day on one thing. Whew, we're cooking. It's
Kind
hot
of
in there.
does seem like you're cooking, dude. Those work forms have been crazy. You've been dropping
It's
the Mary
actually
14th.
yeah, I can't spell. I'm so locked in. I can't even spell May.
You needs to spell your revenue levels.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I how much revenue do I have no idea. I don't know. I'll know when my accountant tells me. If he can count that high. No, I do know. I do know what my revenue is.
I
It's
know you
gone
know
down.
down to like
Yeah.
extraordinary precision too. You literally
Yeah.
know down to like the cent.
Yeah, I do. It's gone down a bit since last time we talked.
Yeah, that's all right, man. Don't sweat it. It's still absolutely absurd if we look at it in isolation.
Yeah, it's going down a bit.
How am I going to be able to afford my 4 yachts? You're
I
only going to
know.
get
How can I
three.
afford my 5 homes?
That's true. You scope out a nice place to buy, by the way.
Yeah, when I get my visa, I'll buy something.
Go, dude. Send me pics. I'd love to see what Matthew Larson would consider a nice house.
Yeah, New York has some really nice, fair real estate prices. Completely normal. Like a 500K Eau Claire apartment in Calgary where we live would be like 6 million.
Jesus, are you serious?
Might be an exaggeration, but
I mean,
not
well, dude,
much.
we're talking CAD USD difference too, right? So there's that.
Yeah. Don't move to New York. Everything's 4 times more expensive and you lose your CAD to USD. It's just
But is it 4 times better though? Objectively, tell me the truth.
uh, if you have money it is, yeah. If you
Okay.
don't have money in New York, no, it'd probably be worse than Calgary.
Yeah, I think that's a good. I made a similar observation when I was in San Francisco. Um, when I was having like my $32 salad lunch, I was like,
I took an Uber
probably should not
about
be eating
2
this.
miles to lunch with my girlfriend's mother, and it was $49 each way for 2 miles.
Jesus.
You can't get someone to pick you up for less than like 15. And then the
Yeah.
airport to where we live, or where she lives, I don't live there, I guess, is $197 for like the basic Uber, or $397 for like a black XL.
I think it boils down to relative quality of life. Like, I'm sold on this metric. There's like quality of life, right? Like objective quality of life. And some cities just have objectively the highest qualities of life. Like I think if obviously you're into the concrete jungle, there's no better quality of life than New York. It's walkable and you have everything you need there. It's like this big cultural hotspot. All the food you could ever want, all like the I don't know, like culture, the shows, whatever the hell you're into, right? But per quality of life adjusted per dollar is an interesting metric too. Do you
Yeah, I
think
kind of miss
Calgary
it when
has
I
a
leave at this point.
do you think Calgary has a higher quality of life adjusted per dollar than New York?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, per
Interesting.
dollar, maybe. I don't.
Yeah, per dollar, right? But not like objectively. Obviously, there's diminishing returns in quality of life.
Yeah, like in Calgary, you can't really spend that much money. Like, what are you going to spend it on?
Do you
You
remember
know?
that thing where you were like, I forget who it was that said this, but it was like I was looking for apartments that were over $4,000 in Calgary, and you were like,
You just get one that's 20,000. There's
you
like
can't get an
doesn't
apartment.
exist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
can't get. Matt was trying to tell me. He was like Nick, if you continue living in like a lower cost of living place, you'll eventually like you just kind of lose gas because this is more money than you could ever possibly think to spend in the place that you live. So he's like, you want to continue raising your bar, you got to move somewhere like Dubai for a bit, New York, which I understand. But as part of it, he was like, you should rent a place that's like $20,000. And I was just like, I don't really want to, but sure, I'll Google it. And I Googled it, and there was like no places above
yeah.
above like
It's like eight.
$7,000.
Yeah, yeah. That's like
And then
Dubai.
in New York,
Yeah,
it was like the slider actually started at 20,000.
yeah, exactly. And Dubai, New York, you can spend as much as you want. So if you want to spend $1 million a month on rent, no problem.
Somebody's got a place for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's very true. So it's just
Yeah.
like I agree. Calgary's okay, but I don't know. I don't live in New York. I still live in, I guess, Calgary legally,
Yeah.
but they're all Calgary's not so bad, but it's really boring when you leave and then come back after. You're just like
Yeah. I kind of
you
did
don't
feel that
notice it.
way.
You don't notice it until you leave for even like an extended period of time. You're just like, what? Calgary's way better than like every U.S. city besides like maybe 7 of them, in my opinion.
Interesting. Very
The U.S.
interesting.
is like the U.S. is like there's like 7 cities that I think are good.
Isn't that just like a parable for the United States in general, though? Like the high end of the long tail is crazy. Like, they're the best of the best. And like second is so far from first, it's not even close, right? But like the actual
Yeah.
median is probably shittier than most other countries on planet Earth.
Yeah, I would say New York's better than Calgary, like maybe Greenwich, Connecticut, San Diego, Los Angeles, Miami, Tampa. Like depends how niche you want to get to it, I guess. Like for major cities, I would say those are the best ones, but that's
Yeah,
what
fair.
my opinion at
Maybe
least, and then
maybe there's just
Calgary's
some dude that's
superior to all
watching
of them.
this that really likes fly fishing, and none of those places work for him.
It's true. I guess it all makes sense, but if you're the number one comedian in school who has time to go fly fishing,
Be fly
bet you'd have a
fishing
lot of
these
time. I bet
deals,
you,
baby.
yeah, fly fishing to the bank. You fly fishing with these models. Nick has a girlfriend. I don't really like how you made a YouTube video, even if it was a case study with a girl who's not your girlfriend.
Dude, get out of here, man. It's
I think
fine.
you should delete that.
I think it's important to show that anybody can make it. You know, like so much of finance and tech and stuff like that. It's just this boys' club.
I know. I'm just jealous because I've never had a girl client before.
That's interesting.
That's not true, but in like 550 like agencies, there's like 4 girls.
Oh damn! Yeah, man.
All the girls are in there like someone's like VA or their wife. Like realistically, not even kidding.
I completely understand. It's it'd be rough out there. Okay, Matt. Before this gets any more politically incorrect, I'm going to call it. Thank you very much for another great podcast, dude. I'm stoked to do a lot more of these.
Should you hit the dab before you go or no?
No, I think I'm going to leave it there. Great checking in, bro.
Next time. Bye.
Absolutely. Peace.